Most landscape construction companies don't fail. They stall. They hit a plateau, and at a certain size, they kind of flatline, usually somewhere between 750,000 and 1.5 million. And the owner tells himself a story. The market's tight, labor's hard to find, margins are shrinking. But that's not the real problem. You didn't hit a market ceiling, you hit a structural ceiling. And here's the part that's hard to hear. You're the ceiling. In the beginning, hustle works. You answer every call, you quote every job, you personally prove every estimate. You solve every issue. You manage every fire, and it feels powerful. You feel needed. You feel important. You feel in control. But at the same time, that control becomes the bottleneck. Because if every estimate needs your eyes, revenue is capped at your hours. If every decision flows through you, growth is limited by your energy. If intake depends on you being available, scale's impossible. Most landscape owners don't realize this. They think they need more leads, or more crews, or another truck, or what they really need is structure. Seven-figure landscape companies that break into multi-million-dollar revenue don't just work harder. They build infrastructure before their ego is ready to let go. And that's the difference. Because the uncomfortable truth is this. If your business can't operate without you for 2 weeks, you don't have a company. You own a job with overhead. That's the scaling ceiling. Lead intake chaos. Calls, forms, texts, DMs scattered everywhere. No centralized system. No automatic qualification. No pipeline forecasting. You're reacting instead of controlling. Owner-dependent estimating. If you're still the final gatekeeper on every proposal, you've capped your growth. You can't scale decision-making if you refuse to delegate structure. Scheduling without automation. Crews overloaded, margins squeezed, change orders forgotten, because everything lives in someone's head. No automated follow-ups. Past customers disappear. Maintenance contracts never pitched. Commercial bids never reactivated. That's not a marketing issue. That's ego disguised as control. Now here's what most owners do. They hire another admin, another estimator, another project manager. But if the process underneath is chaotic, adding payroll just scales chaos. Revenue might go up, stress definitely goes up, profit stays flat. And now you're carrying more overhead with the same fragile structure. That's why so many landscape construction companies sit stuck at the same revenue band for 5 years. Not because they lack demand, because they lack systems. The companies that break through do something different. They remove themselves as the primary bottleneck. They install centralized intake with automated qualification. They implement CRM workflows. They track pipeline value in real time. They standardize estimating frameworks so that pricing isn't reinvented every single job. They automate follow-ups so no opportunity dies quietly. They build dashboards so they can forecast instead of guess. That shift feels uncomfortable because it forces the owner to let go of control. But that's the trade. You can keep control and stay capped, or you can build structure and scale. Landscape construction is seasonal. That makes structure even more critical. If spring carries your year and your systems are weak, every bottleneck compounds, every missed follow-up compounds, every delayed estimate compounds. If you want to break through the ceiling, you have to stop acting like the hero and start acting like the architect. Infrastructure before ego, systems before stress. If this feels personal, that's good. It should, because growth beyond 1 million, 2 million, 5 million doesn't happen by accident. It happens when the owner decides to stop being a ceiling. If you're serious about breaking that ceiling instead of hovering under it for another 5 years, book a discovery call. We'll map your bottlenecks. We'll show you where you are the constraint, and we'll outline what infrastructure would actually look like inside your business. And if you're a landscape construction owner who wants to build a company that runs like a machine instead of a personality, subscribe, because this channel is about building dominant trades businesses, not busy ones. The real question isn't whether you can work harder. It's whether your structure can carry your ambition. If it can't, you found your limit. Let's raise it.